He wants to go and have one of his martyrdom tours in the city square, and they're like, no. You know who Sean Feucht is? Sean Feucht. He's the guy with the lady locks. I mean, if we're talking in the parlance of Republicans, in the parlance of modern conservatives who talk about masculinity and traditional masculinity, he's a guy with lady hair, right? He's a guy who is a self-styled martyr. He wants to be a victim. He wants everybody who are Christians to share in his martyrdom. Oh, we're being oppressed, even though we're the vast majority of the population in the country, even though we hold the majority in government. These white Christian nationalists are just whining children. They are crybabies that if they are not, if their foot is not on your neck, they act like yours is on theirs. He's a guy who traffics in circles, who want to surround Donald Trump, who want to do their best to reach out and touch the hem of his garment. Sometimes literally, here's a picture of him at the White House reaching out, ooh, just enough to get his hand on Donald Trump. Nice. Here he is with Eric Metaxas, sharing space with their dear leader, trying to structurally alter the culture of our country. He's a musician too. It's amazing how far we've fallen from the days of Woody Guthrie, who had written on his guitar, "This machine kills fascists," to being an implemented tool for fascism, trying to usher in an era of fascism into the United States. This is who Sean Feucht is. And largely, we don't deal with these people correctly. We allow them to run roughshod over the protections of others while luxuriating under a blanket of protections from the Constitution of the United States. And he's trying to export this style, this flavor of fascism, Christo-fascism, white Christian nationalism into Canada. And largely Canada, with all of their politeness, is telling him to f*** straight off. Here's an article from the CBC. Winnipeg denies permit for controversial U.S. Christian musicians concert in city's Central Park. Sean Feucht's August 20th concert, part of Canada-U.S. tour, not operationally feasible, the city says. He wants to go and have one of his martyrdom tours in the city square, and they're like, no, it's a public safety hazard. You're not going to bring this here. I wish they were more forceful. They are, and maybe it's a stereotype, but I know a lot of Canadians and they're good and decent people. They need to deal with them, I think, with a little bit more aggression, but I'll take what I can get. This is how the article goes. The city of Winnipeg says it has denied a parks booking permit for a concert planned by a U.S. Christian musician because of, quote, operational challenges, after some community members worried that the event might spur discriminatory rhetoric. You see, in some places, your free speech does not extend toward abusing others, toward questioning whether people have the right to exist in the case of LGBTQ people. Canada has a fundamental respect for the rights of traditionally marginalized and oppressed people. As a government, as a function of even the Conservative Party in Canada, I would contend that if they had their way, if Pierre Poilievre, the disgraced former, maybe he's still the leader of the Conservative Party in Canada, even though he lost his seat, if he had his way, wanting to cuddle up to the likes of Tucker Carlson, they would oppress gay people and minorities in their country, the Conservative Party. The people of Canada wouldn't stand for it, though, so they've moderated their opinions. Sean Feucht has advertised a concert in Winnipeg Central Park on August 20th as part of a U.S.-Canada tour he has described as the country's hour of awakening and an opportunity to worship Jesus. It's an opportunity. Who needs, scriptures from the Bible who talk about wherever you are, if any two people gather together touching any one thing, there is the Lord. No. You need to have a concert. You can't just worship him on your own. Crown agencies and cities overseeing 6 public venues in Eastern Canada, Quebec, and Ontario have recently denied or revoked permits granted to Feucht to host events that were part of his tour, all citing public safety concerns among their reasoning. Feucht has been affiliated with the MAGA movement and spoken publicly on his platforms against the 2S LGBTQ plus community, as well as against abortion rights. He was also a strong advocate against the closure of places of worship during the COVID-19 pandemic. In an emailed statement on Tuesday, a spokesperson said the city of Winnipeg denied the permit request by Burn 24/7, a worship group founded by Feucht, for the use of Central Park on Elysee Avenue. Quote, after careful analysis, we've determined it is not operationally feasible to allow the event at Central Park. As this is not a ticketed event, forecasting attendance is a challenge. That in turn prevents additional operational challenges, the statement said. The spokesperson said on summer days, the small park is highly utilized by community members, and many rely on it as a space to gather and play. It's also often used by daycares and day camps, and an influx of more than 2,000 people the applicant expects would detract from the service the park provides to area residents. Quote, additionally, emergency services have raised concerns that foot traffic, vehicle volumes, and parking utilization could prevent emergency crews from reaching a number of supportive housing residences and personal care homes in the area that have frequent calls for service, the statement said. More appropriately, they should have said, we don't want fucking fascism from the United States infiltrating, infecting Canada. That seems to me to have been a better approach, a more Jesse Dollemore approach, I guess, a more bombastic approach, but a more honest one. Sean Feucht does not have a right. Listen, if Canadians are being held without due process in ICE detention facilities, people who have permanent residency cards, green cards here in the United States, why should Canada afford Sean Feucht, the fascist, his ability to spread fascism and hatred and suspicion in their country? Tit for tat, right? What's good for the goose and all. Anyway, I invite you to this conversation. If you're Canadian, if you're from Winnipeg, Manitoba, I believe it is, I would love your opinion here. Do you agree with your government? Do you agree with the city of Winnipeg? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Further, I would ask if you want to help support this work, if you want to help me grow this channel and reach the millions of people that I do every single month, help me produce these videos, you can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month, or you can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I love and appreciate you very much. Thank you for your concern, for your fellow citizens, for your fellow humans, trying to make the world a better place. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.